It was once considered the most open and shut prosecution against former President Donald Trump, yet it is now stuck in a quagmire of delay and unresolved logistical questions. The case, revolving around Trump's documents, has been mired in a sluggish pace, thanks to U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon. Appointed by Trump himself in 2020, Cannon's approach to this case has been nothing short of unusual. Over the past 10 months, she has managed to stretch out the case, leaving legal experts scratching their heads over delayed rulings on seemingly routine legal matters. These unresolved issues are the stepping stones to the trial, and the longer Cannon takes to decide on them, the further we drift from the trial's commencement. It's a waiting game, a game that the prosecutors are unwillingly playing, with the clock ticking away. As each day passes, the likelihood of the trial commencing after the November presidential election increases. The impatience of prosecutors is palpable, as they contend with what they perceive as a fundamentally flawed understanding of the case. Late Tuesday night, Special Counsel Jack Smith's frustration was evident in fiery filings. He argued that Judge Aileen Cannon's requests for briefs were based on a misguided comprehension of the case with no factual or legal grounds. This critique isn't just a passing comment. Smith's team has hinted at their desire to potentially appeal the dispute around the judge's apparent view of the case. This could further slow down the timeline, adding another layer of complexity to an already convoluted legal battle. The catch-22 is that Smith has almost no options for speeding up the process. Judges have near total autonomy to manage their dockets as they see fit. If the judge wants to drag it out, she can. This leaves the prosecutors in a precarious position. Public suspicion has been piqued by Judge Cannon's handling of a separate lawsuit in 2022, where she granted an extraordinary request by Trump. This lawsuit was a direct attack on the FBI's document investigation, and it's here where we see the first signs of the judge's unusual approach. Despite the controversy, she permitted a third-party review of the FBI's search at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort for classified documents, a move that was later reversed and criticized by a conservative appeals court, which accused her of providing Trump with special treatment that no ordinary citizen would receive. This handling of the lawsuit has cast a long shadow over public perception. Critics argue that Judge Cannon, knowingly or not, is playing into Trump's strategy of stalling the trial until after the presidential election. If Trump were to win the White House, the presumption is that he'd make this case disappear. Former U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuade suggested that Cannon's decisions in the 2022 lawsuit were so far outside the bounds that it's only natural for people to question her motives. However, she also pointed out that it's just as plausible that Judge Cannon is inexperienced and hesitant, taking each step with extreme caution to avoid being the first to take a Trump criminal case to trial. The question remains, is this a calculated move or a case of inexperience? Strong evidence points to Trump's violation of the law, yet the case finds itself stuck in a legal rabbit hole. Indeed, the prosecution argues that Trump kept sensitive national security documents at his Mar-a-Lago club and then allegedly obstructed the investigation into the documents' whereabouts. Despite this, Trump and his two co-defendants, who work for him, have pleaded not guilty. We've all seen it in the movies. The hero, caught in a legal bind, using the intricacies of the law to buy time. But this is no fictional Hollywood drama, it's the reality of the American legal system. It's a complex labyrinth where even the most straightforward of cases can find themselves falling into a cycle of delay and uncertainty. This particular case, embroiled in unresolved logistical questions and fringe legal arguments, seems to have taken a detour down an uncharted path. The longer it takes for the judge to decide these issues, the more the trial is pushed back, potentially beyond the November presidential election. The legal system, designed to ensure justice, is now being tested. Its complexities and loopholes are under the spotlight, as they allow for this case to be seemingly stuck in an endless cycle of delay. It's a game of legal chess, with every move carefully calculated, every decision potentially game-changing. As the trial is caught in a loop of delay, the world watches and waits for the next development.